Hey, baby. All right. Okay, I think we're live now. Good morning, beloveds. I'm a little bit more awake today. I feel better. So, it's just been what it is. And both of the boys are in here with me today. Giovanni is snacking and Dante's on the couch in the sunbeam. I don't know that he will come over here and make a cameo for you, but he might. We never know. It's also 60 degrees out there and sunny. So, the weather's pretty perfect. If I could live in a place where the lows were in the 50s and the highs were in the 70s, year round, I would be happy. So, I don't know that such a place exists. So, I just deal with it. I just enjoy it when I get it. Okay, we're doing a new design for living, so let's do the housekeeping really quick. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and month, and the hot links are hot. So, click here now means it. It is also a blind CC, which means nobody's going to see your email. So you won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So, that is important to know. The last thing I'll mention is the social media, simply because we do not monetize the social media. So that means to bump us in the algorithms, we need you. If you will like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing on the individual posts, it bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff, which is the goal of social media. So that is a free and easy way that you can support the center. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark based on which platform you are on. And I'm running Rev Ryan across all of the platforms that I am on. Are you going to chew? He's chewing on the stick. I yank one of them out. He immediately grabs the other one. Go figure. Okay. So New Design for Living is an Ernest Holmes book where it is the process of science of mind. It is, as I've said before, science of mind really isn't a religion. We don't teach you what to believe. We're more like a philosophy, a way of life. We teach you how to believe, which I think is super important. What you believe is between you and the divine, but knowing how to believe and why it's important to believe, you'll make far more effective use of the spiritual laws than if you don't. So that is the goal here. And that is what this book is. This book, he lays it out. Okay, look, this is why, this is how. And it was written towards the end of his career, and it's an amazing book. I really enjoyed it. And I think it has a lot to do with, Ernest talked a lot of theory early in his career, and towards the end of it, he's like, you know what? I need people to actually try this, to road test this. So, here we are. We are currently in chapter 10, A New Outlook, and today we are going to do, Giovanni, would you just stop? Giovanni likes to save his food for later. Today, the article is titled, Security is Within You. We start anew. We start with the proposition that life is for us when we work with it, that we shall experience love when we become loving, that faith transcends fear, and peace will rout confusion, just as good will overcome bad. And in this process of the greater overcoming the lesser, there is no conflict, no struggle or battle. There is only the fact that as we work at the level of causation, that level which transcends appearances and conditions, the effects are not violently changed, but harmoniously transmuted into something else. Wow. Okay. That's a pretty long sentence, but a really good one. That something else being a fuller expression of God's good. And in Considering this, remember that if God's nature was not good, the universe would be divided against itself and would destroy itself. We now find ourselves in a position where we no longer need to let ourselves be buffeted about by the conditions around us. Neither do we need to put on our battle uniform and make valiant attempts to engage our enemy. Rather, we take a non-resistant attitude towards our conditions. Okay, that non-resistant attitude towards our conditions can get us in trouble because people don't understand what that means. And the simplest answer to that, what does non-resistant to conditions mean? It means focus on you want and put all of your energy into what you do want instead of fighting what you don't. Because that's part of what you resist persists. So, because when you're resisting it, you're putting a whole lot of energy into what you don't want. So when he says non-resistant conditions, that's exactly what he means. Turn around and focus on what you do want. Work on what you do want. Put all your energy in what you do want and just let what you don't want wither away from lack of energy. All right? Just so, because that people are like, well, you're not living in reality. Yeah, no, we are. We are completely aware that this is happening. But what we're going to do is we're going to use our energy to build what we do want. Okay. The battle we need to wage is an inward one. With our own thinking, we need to destroy not the appearance or condition, but the old, well-worn pathway of negative thinking, which was the causative factor. We need not fight those things in our experience which bring us insecurity. We need to recognize that the only security that we can ever experience must of necessity arise from the security that we feel within us. And that security within us rests entirely on our conviction and belief that there is a power greater than we are and that we can use it. We need a sound faith and conviction in the nature of life itself, in its essential good and harmonious action. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about that line. I was like, ooh, okay. Basically, all that we have to do is to learn to get rid of our fears and doubts, to remove all confusion and bewilderment, until at last we arrive, either through intuition or through the due process of logical thinking, at a place where we can start out with the simple proposition that I am one with God, the infinite creative intelligence, and am no longer conditioned or controlled by any external situation whatsoever. This is where we start. All right. So, where we start. I am one with God, the infinite creative intelligence, and am no longer conditioned or controlled by any external situation whatsoever. Okay? That's where he says we start. This is the point of departure from being influenced by conditions to influencing conditions. Instead of being in the back seat of a runaway driverless car with endless hazards ahead, we now find ourselves in the driver's seat, calm, cool, deliberate, and with a knowledge of where we want to go and how we are going to get there. We proceed carefully to guide and direct our way along the highway of life. And really, honestly, yep. It is extraordinarily helpful to know where you want to go and how you want to get there. You don't have to have a complete map. You just got to have an idea. and conviction that life is for you, not against you, that there is a power greater than you, and that you have the right and the ability to use it. Honestly. And we've been conditioned to believe otherwise, you know. We've been told that we are small and we are sinful and we are powerless. And Ernest is saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are not sinful. God doesn't see sin, you know, because God can't. That's a mistake that we make. Literally, that's one of the definitions of sin. My favorite one was Reverend Sherry. She and I were classmates, and when she told me this, I about fell on the floor. Sin is self-inflicted nonsense. So, you know, we are going to be punished by our own mistakes because it's the consequence of our actions. So what Ernest is saying here, well, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Recognize that the external validation is nice, but not necessary. The internal validation is necessary. Knowing who you are, and anytime I say that, I always follow it up with, you are a beloved expression of the divine. Know who you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. Know that there is a power greater than you. Know that you have the right to use that power. And more importantly, you have the ability to use that power. And then you end up in the driver's seat. I always found the Jesus take the wheel a little, it's like, I don't mind having Jesus, but I want Jesus in the passenger seat. I want Jesus navigating. I don't necessarily want Jesus driving. You know, it's like, okay, it's my life, you know, and Jesus can read the map, and I'm good with that. And because Jesus has an awesome map, but you know, I have an idea of where I want to go. And so that non-resistance, I'm going to put all my energy into where I want to go and to who I want to be, and all the things that I don't want, I'm not going to give them my power. I'm not going to give them my attention. That's the non-resistance. And I will grant you, it's not as easy as I make it sound. And I know that. So, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to explain it. He says non-resistant, then he doesn't explain it. Okay. Here, this is what he means. So, you are a beloved expression of the divine. Life is for you. There is a power greater than you that you have the right and the ability to use. And there we are. So, we will pick up tomorrow with the source of trouble. So that one should be a fun one. All right, so now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Go stand in the sunshine if you got it day. I always love watching cats sleep in sunbeams. So, yeah, there's that. A drink plenty of water day. A enjoy the nice weather if you've got it day. And if you don't got nice weather, know that it's coming. It's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. A do what you got to do day. A take care of business day. A consider a dry erase marker with that phrase on your mirror day. A tell somebody you love them day. A make sure you take time to sit down and take a break day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. So, all right, beloveds, I'm going to move on into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back. Oh, hiccups. I will be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow, and we'll talk about the source of trouble.